What is up, guys? Razor here, and welcome to Dot Hack Part 1 Infection for the PS2. So, back in 2017, I did a playthrough of Dot Hack GU Last Recode for the PS4, and I've since removed that walkthrough because of copyright. That game, almost every episode got copyrighted. Not every episode, but quite a bit of episodes got copyrighted. So I removed the walkthrough entirely. But I would like to go back and play that game again, and just remove the copyrighted parts. So one day I'd like to replay through GU Last Recode, but I didn't want to do that yet. Instead, I'm going to play through the original 4 games first, before I do GU again. Now, as for this game, there is still copyrighted portions in this game, but it's mainly the cutscenes. But here's the thing, you can skip the cutscenes in this game. So, I'm going to play through this game, Part 1 Infection, but I'll be skipping every single cutscene. I know it's like that sucks and all that, but honestly there's not that many cutscenes in the game to begin with. So it's not a huge deal. And I'll still be able to show off 90% of the game just without the cutscenes. I'll show everything else except for the cutscenes, because the cutscenes are copyrighted. So yeah, I figured I'd give a little bit of backstory before I just jump right into the game. So that's why I explained all this stuff. I do really like the Dot Hack games a lot. It's just unfortunate all the copyright and stuff. It's pretty annoying, but not really much you can do about it. Voiceover English, music box, movie text is on, even though I won't be showing movies, because I won't be showing the cutscenes, so. But yeah, I'm going to be 100%ing every single part, starting with Infection. Then I'll move on to Part 2, Part 3, and Part 4. So, let's go ahead and start. Dot Hack, Part 1, Infection. Let's go. Alright, so I amplified my mic volume a little bit, not too much, just by a little bit. It shouldn't be too loud. But let's go and start up a new game here. And I gotta skip this cutscene. See, there's a cutscene right there at the beginning I had to skip. And we're logging in here.
Okay, user registration is done. Now for a name.
So first thing we're gonna have to do in this game is enter a name.
Yasuhiko's probably already there waiting for me. I'd better hurry.
And Yasuhiko is the main character's friend. Registration process for the world is finished. Reconfirming your name and character name. So I'll make my username RazorXP. How do I go back? And just so you guys know, the XP in my name is short for EXP, by the way. XP. So, there you go. If you didn't already know that, now you know it. And I'll make my character name Razor. And we'll go ahead and registering name, proceed, yes. User registration is approved. To start the game, select the world from your desktop. Please enjoy the world. Okay, so the first thing you have to do it won't let you go anywhere else. You have to examine your mail first. It won't let you examine anything else until you read all your mail. So we're given 2 mail at the beginning, 2 from CC Corp and 1 from Yasuhiko. Alright, the system of the world has been updated to version 2.75. With this update, the following elements have been added. Monster tolerances. For a group of monsters, certain physical/magical attacks will cause 0 damage because of their defense mechanisms. Elemental hits. Attack with elemental skills that are opposite the monster attribute and will result in double 2x the damage. Treasure chest items. You may obtain different items depending on the type of treasure chest. Many items are now available from the God statue. For more details, please see the version update information listed on the board. CC Corporation again, thank you. Thank you for registering. This is a notification mailed to complete the registration process. The world, the game, is comprised of several servers. The adventure begins by inputting codes at the Chaos Gates and Root Towns, which are located in each of the servers. Let me introduce each of the servers and Root Towns. Dang it. Hold on. Move my mic out of the way. Aqua Capital Makanu. Makanu means the son of the goddess. There are waterways throughout the town. The sounds and the scenery will bring you peace. And there's Highland City Dunloriag. Or Dunloriag. Dunloriag means the Weaver Guardian. It is a city protected by sprites with buildings made of rocks coexisting with nature. The wind will challenge the adventurers on their quest. Cultural City Carmina Gaedlica. Carmina Gaedlica means the Song of Gale. It is a metropolis, a fusion of science and traditional cultural knowledge. Ariel City, Fort Oof. Fort Oof means the Fort of Elves. It originated as a fort built in preparation for a war with Carmina Gaedlica, but since the peace agreement, it has acted as a watchtower for monsters. And then finally, Relic City Leafale. Leafale means the Stone of Destiny. This city was a holy ground of the Tatarga people for the Great War, but it was destroyed by the Carmina Gaedlica forces, which did not like the ideal. Please choose them at the Chaos Gates in the Root Town. It is recommended that you play in the Delta server while your level is low. Now let's go on an adventure. And then our final email here is from Yasuhiko, and it says, "Registered yet?" Hey, did you finish registering? What kind of character are you? Oh, and like I said at school, you'll regret it if you use a smart-ass name. I'm Orca in the world, so keep that in mind. Don't call me by my real name. You can be a different person when you're there. Well, more like the guy you want to be. Anyway, I'll be at Root Town. And then, outside of your mail, you can also read the news. And sometimes people in the forums will actually mention this news articles in the forums. But mainly this stuff is all like random stuff that you don't really need to know about. But if you want to read the news articles, you can. I'm not going to read them myself. But I'll leave them on the screen. If you want to read them, you can. Just pause the video if I'm going too fast. I do want to show all of them though, because I like to show everything when I play through these games. So I'm going to be showing every news article. I'm going to be showing every forum post and all that stuff. The world tops 20 million. Yeah, if you didn't already know, .hack, you basically play in an online world, basically. You're inside of an MMO. You're basically inside of an MMORPG. And the .hack games are basically single player MMOs, basically. They play just like MMOs. So if you didn't already know that, you know it now. And then Neurogoggle FMD. Some sort of headset or whatever. 0.49% error rate. And then the last news article is WNC official statement. And as you progress through the game, you'll get more and more news articles will show up. Same with forum posts. You'll get more forum posts as well. And like I said, I'll show all of them, so don't worry about that. I do like how they have the news stuff though in .hack and GU as well. It's kind of cool. You can also go to accessory here and you can change your background. I like the blue. Audio mode will allow you to, or sound mode will allow you to listen to different audio tracks of the game. And movie mode will allow you to see the cutscenes of the game, which I will not be showing in this playthrough. Okay, let's log into the world here. Okay, so I'm not gonna read all these. I might read some of them, but I'm not gonna read them all. I'll mainly explain what's going on. But system explanation. And this thread's about skills. This is kind of like forum posts. If you ever went to a forum on the internet, obviously you have. That's essentially what this is the forum. And it's really cool because as you play through the game, you'll be more and more posts will be added to this. Like this list gets a lot bigger as you play through the game. So this is explaining what skills are. And this guy explains that they use SP and they're not just spells, but moves that are used by swordsmen as well. And he changed his weapon. He lost a skill. That's because your equipment has different skills. Every piece of equipment has a different skill. And that's what this guy's going to explain here. And this guy's thanking him for that. And this guy's saying I can't use skills. It's probably because you're out of range, is basically what this guy's going to say. You don't have enough SP or your target isn't in range, yeah. So you gotta have enough SP for a skill, and you gotta be in range. And this is asking if you can cast like a healing spell on all your allies, or cast a spell that hits multiple enemies, like AoE. And yes, there is AoE attacks in the game. Since they have area effects, see? Does about half the damage to the enemy around the target. That's because it has less magic defense. You see, armor in this game has physical and magical defense. And he'll explain that here. And obviously we know what evade is, we know what defense is. Evade your ability to dodge attacks, and defense you take less damage from those attacks. And this guy's talking about tolerances. Yeah, spirit and body will reduce the likelihood of you being afflicted by a status ailment. So spirit protects you against curse, sleep, and confusion, and charm. And then body increases your resistance to poison, paralysis, and slowdown. And then, yeah, there's different elements in the game as well. And I'll go over the elements here in a minute. Okay, here's the elements right here. Wood and earth are opposing. Thunder and darkness are opposing. And fire and water are opposing as well. And if you hit an enemy with the opposing element, it does double the damage. Which is what we read in that email. Yeah, certain job classes can't equip certain armor. Yeah, Wave Masters can only equip the lightest armor. Twin Blades and Long Arms can't equip heavy armor. And other guys can equip whatever they want. This all depends on your job class. And I'll go over the job classes of the game later. But keep in mind the main character is always Twin Blade. Or I think is it Twin Blade in this game? Where is this at? Yeah, Twin Blade. Yeah, I was right. The enemies are strong in every single area I've been in. Put in the keywords randomly, you usually don't get the area that's right for you. You should probably check the board more. Other players will post low-level area keywords. Yeah, something else you'll find in the forums. You'll find new area words. And I'll go over what area words are in the next episode. And I'll be going to the first area word in the next episode as well. But this episode we're gonna finish by reading all the forum posts. Yeah, and this guy's saying you need member addresses to form parties. Like a business card. He relates it to a business card. But it's like having a party member. You can call upon them to join your party. This guy's talking about the Zeet, or this forum posted about the Zeet statues. Aim for Hero Zeet. Does everyone know about the Zeet statues? The Zeet statue at the bottom of the dungeon is searching for an adventurer to give a title of honor as the hero of Zeet. Only way to get the title is to get to the Zeet statues as fast as you can. Those who want the praise of the Zeet statue, click chronicling as your part A at the Chaos Gate. First look for an area with a dungeon close to the entrance. It doesn't have that many floors. The hero must also be versed in looking for an advantageous area as well. So your goal is to get to the statue in a certain amount of time. So you basically go through the field into the dungeon, and you got to complete the dungeon within the allotted time. You have to beat his record to get first place, Balmong. So you got to beat 2 minutes and 12 seconds. And you'll get a prize. And this is talking about the transportation system that we read about in the news articles. And this is based off another news article that we read as well. And again, this is another news article post here. And this guy is asking about keywords. Again, I'll go over keywords in the next episodes. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to really go into too many details about it right now. And this guy's saying bursting's a lower difficulty word. Depending on the word you use, it'll have you'll get a different difficulty. Bursting's an easy difficulty word. Yeah, this guy says he used bursting in part A, like Corm said, but the enemies were too strong. And it was game over for me. Why? And this guy will explain. There was probably a word aside from bursting that set the area level. Yeah, and he's saying there, so maybe a word aside from bursting was used at the area level. Yeah. So you just have to go, before you go in an area, you got to make sure not to have one that's too high a level for you. You want to go into dungeons that are equal to your level. And I would say you can probably go into an area that's higher level than yours, but no more than 2, I would say. Like, don't go in a area that's like 5 levels higher than you, because you'll just get one-shotted probably. And we'll learn about Gruntys later on in the game, but yeah, this is the forum post about Gruntys. They're the mounts of the game. And you can also trade with the Gruntys as well. We won't be getting Gruntys for quite a while though. You don't get Gruntys in the first server, you get them in the second server. And there's different type of Gruntys as well. You basically feed them and they grow up. And they'll eventually evolve into a certain type of Grunty. Like a Noble Grunty is one of them. An Iron Grunty is another one. And I'll be showing every Grunty off, so don't worry about that. And now this is talking about the Spring of Mist. The Spring of Mist is essentially a spring where you can throw in weapons and armor. And you either get an upgraded weapon or armor, or you'll get a downgraded weapon or armor. So you can actually get something worse or something better. You could also get a golden or silver axe as well. Yeah, and it's saying there's times when the level of the weapon increases or decreases. That's what I was saying. Yeah, and weather plays a part in it as well. Yeah, and if you do it at night, both weapons and armor get stronger. And this guy's saying he threw it in when it was cloudy, his armor got weaker. But when there's thunder and rain, my armor got stronger. And this guy's saying how annoying Monsieur is. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about the golden axe. There's a chance you'll get a golden and silver axe. And they're basically used to trade. They're not really effective in combat. But you can trade them to the NPCs. Alright, and then item trade. Yeah, and we'll be trading items with players. There's certain NPCs that have one-of-a-kind books that you can get to upgrade your stats. And I'll be getting every single one-of-a-kind stat book in the game. But it'll be a while before that'll be probably the last thing I do in the game. Yeah, and this guy's talking. This forum post is about symbols. The symbols give you like buffs. You'll find them on the fields. You want to examine as many of them as you can because you get buffs for that, and the buffs will help you out a lot. And this post is talking about physical and magical tolerance. Like some enemies absorb a particular attribute. Some enemies absorb a particular element. I mean, some enemies absorb physical attacks. If you find an enemy that's you're not doing any damage to them because your physical attacks are too weak, just use magic. If your magic's not doing anything, use physical attacks. So it's good to have a variety of party members, like have one party member that uses magic and one party member that has physical attack. It's not very wise to put all physical fighters in your party. So always have at least one mage and one physical fighter. Your third party member doesn't really matter, you can have whatever. And you can also cancel tolerance as well. With items, and there are certain items that lower tolerance. Like Stone Bane lowers earth tolerance, Water Bane lowers water tolerance, etc. That's what's being explained here. And then elemental hits when you do double the damage. If you hit an enemy with an opposing element, it'll do 2 times damage. So let's say an attack's going to do 40 damage, but you hit an opposing element, it'll do 80 instead. So if you're fighting a water enemy, you want to use fire. If you're fighting a fire enemy, you want to use water. If you're fighting a thunder attribute enemy, you want to use darkness. If you're fighting a darkness enemy, you want to use thunder. If you're fighting a wood enemy, you want to use earth. If you're fighting an earth enemy, you want to use wood. It's really that simple. It's not complicated at all. And this is just talking about the different items you can get in treasure chests. And the items you can get in breakable objects and stuff like that. Okay, that's it for the forum posts for now. Like I said, as we play through the game, we'll get more and more forum posts. But that'll be it for this episode. In the next episode, we will log into the world. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. And later.